Hello, this is davidji and welcome to this week's Life Tools. This week we've been exploring the concept of fear, false evidence appearing real. Fear. Now, fear is a natural human expression of having our needs not met. It's a stress response. It's essentially our assessment that there's a threat. And so when we see threats, big ones, little ones, whether that's a car coming at us, or whether that's the phone not ringing, or the phone ringing, or someone approaching us, that concept of fear is real. But if you can assess, is this truly a threat that's putting me in mortal danger? Is this a threat to my flesh, to my physiology? And once you say, no, it's not, what else is this a threat to? It's a threat to our ego. Our ego is simply our sense of self. And when we feel a challenge to our sense of self at an extreme level, we essentially interpret that as fear. So fear is totally an interpretation. If you see a pit bull running at you and you're afraid of dogs, it's an interpretation. We would run or hide. If we see a pit bull running at us, and we love pit bulls, and we grew up with pit bulls, and we believe that they're kind, loving, sweet, sentient beings, then we wouldn't even have even a sprinkle of fear, because we wouldn't see it as a threat. And so the latest stress science says that if you can look at a situation, see it as a challenge instead of a threat, then you won't have that infusion of hormones and chemicals that make you get defensive or protective or afraid. Fear is in the eye of the beholder, and if we assess the situation as actually a situation that's challenging, and if we can then figure out, how can I meet this challenge? How can I soar beyond this challenge? And I don't see it as a threat to my physical body. Maybe I see it as a challenge to my ego, to my sense of self. How can I move beyond that? How can I grow? How can I expand? Safety is just the absence of fear. And fear is just an interpretation. So if we're not interpreting a moment as fearful or threatening, then safety is there. And so we're a lot safer than we know. We're a lot safer than we believe. We're a lot safer than we think. So here's a fear. I had a fear that there was going to be this plane flying overhead while I was talking to you. And if you can just hang on for a couple of seconds, then that threat will just simply turn into a challenge. And now that plane is gone. Almost. And if we can embrace our challenges and see them as opportunities, then we can thrive. So the next time you spy a moment that seems to be false evidence appearing real, reel yourself back and say, is that a threat or a challenge? If it's truly a threat, then get ready to fight it or run away from it. But if it's just a challenge, then awaken your most creative aspect. Take responsibility, your ability to respond creatively, and then lean into it, step into it, and then soar. In the meantime, I'll see you in the gap. Namaste.